Good morning, I'm Rachel Noel. We're coming to you this Friday, the 17th day of October, bringing you Morning Matters because your morning's matters get to the stories that matter today. After being implicated in a controversy involving the Diskaya, Senator Bongo stated his willingness to cooperate with the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, or ICI, to uncover the truth in the flood control corruption probe. The senator insisted he is not involved with the projects and does not personally know the contractor couple, Curly and Sara Diskaya. Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Leviste has raised concerns regarding alleged connections between appointees of Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon and contractors of flood control projects. Congressman Leviste will join us later to discuss this in the program. And get ready for a rainy weekend, mga kapatid. The low-pressure area east of southeastern Luzon has intensified into a tropical depression and is expected to make landfall this Sunday. Welcome to our program, Morning Matters, where we talk about the issues you need to know for the rest of your day. Now, first on the agenda, Senator Bongo, who has been dragged into the flood control scandal, defends himself, denying any ties to the Diskayas and declaring his full support for the ICI probe. More in this report.
Kailangan mag-cooperate sila. Kung hindi sila mag-cooperate, pasensyahan tayo. Hindi ba? Ganun lang naman kasimple yun eh.
Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon has issued a stern warning. According to ICI Executive Director Brian Hosaka, the camp of Curly and Sara Diskaya initially approached the commission in hopes of becoming state witnesses. But the couple's lawyer, Attorney Cornelio Samaniego, now insists that the Diskayas are still willing to cooperate under one condition. In an interview with 1PH's One Balita Pilipinas, Samaniego clarified that the couple will still attend ICI's hearings if summoned, but they will invoke their right to remain silent when asked incriminating questions.
Actually, pag pinatawag pa rin sila ng ICI Commission, willing pa rin sila. Pero pag yung mga incriminatory, they refuse to answer na.
He also clarified that becoming state witnesses is not their goal.
Wala naman hong napag-uusapan na maging ma-include sila sa witness protection. Sa umpisa pa lang, sinabi na namin dyan na talagang magkakaroon kayo ng kaso. Pero hindi ho namin ina-after yung witness protection.
Ombudsman Boyeng Remulla, however, revealed that the Diskayas stopped cooperating after being warned that they could face jail time. Investigators now suspect the couple is withholding information to protect certain individuals.
Nag-walk out sila. No, sinabihan nga sila that they may suffer jail time. They were not in a tell-all mood. They wanted to spare a lot of people and just choose what they wanted to say. Ika nga sa Tagalog, matinik, tsaka madulas. At ayaw umamin.
Among those linked to the flood control scandal is Senator Bongo, who told 1PHS sa Totoo Lang that he never used his position to favor his relatives.
Hindi po yan dahil sa aking impluensya. Negosyante po sila. Ang importante po, malinis ang aking konsensya. Sabi ko nga, hindi ko ginamit ang aking posisyon para bigyan sila ng pabor. At hindi po ako nakikinabang sa mga negosyo po nila.
He added that he is ready to take legal action even against his own family if proven guilty.
Hanggang ngayon yan pa rin pong walang katapusang issue. Kaya sabi ko pwede lang po magpalit ng kamag-anak or antayin na lang po nila kung kunin ng Panginoon. Huwag naman sana yung mga kamag-anak ko. Wala pong katapusan ito eh. Kaya sabi ko, sasagutin ko na lang po. Kasi paulit-ulit po itong isyong ito at hindi na po mabubura yan sa pangalan ko.
Vice President Sara Duterte said she is confident she will not be implicated in the flood control corruption scandal. She also questioned President Bongbong Marcos's confidence that the investigation would not reach his office. Here is the report.
Vice President Sara Duterte expressed confidence that she will not be implicated in the ongoing flood control scandal, saying she has no projects connected to the Department of Public Works and Highways and no budget insertions under her name. However, she acknowledged the possibility that the administration might attempt to link her to the corruption issue. This came after Ombudsman Boyeng Remulla announced an investigation into the possible involvement of Senator Bongo, a known ally of the Dutertes, in the flood control mess.
Sa tingin ko, susubukan nila na paabutin sa akin dahil sa kaalyado ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, si Senator Bongo. Doon siguro nila gagawan ng kwento yon. Yung part na ako, si PRD, nasa gitna, at si Senator Bongo, nasa kabilang side.
VP Sara also questioned why President Bongbong Marcos appears confident that the office of the president will not be affected by the controversy. She suggested that the president might already know the outcome of the ongoing investigation.
Sa ganitong ongoing pa yung investigation ko at inquiry ko sobrang magtataka ka bakit confident yung Pangulo na hindi aabot sa Office of the President yung iskandalo at yung corruption. So ibig sabihin, siguro alam na niya kung ano yung kalalabasan ng inquiry at ng investigasyon. Kasi wala namang iba sigurong explanation kung bakit napaka-confident mo sa mga mangyayari pa.
Duterte also pushed back against the president's earlier remarks that those linking him to the corruption are motivated by politics. She denied any destabilization plot against the Marcos administration, calling such claims merely an administration narrative. The vice president further claimed that the office of the president is afraid, insecure, and paranoid.
Duda ko, natatakot sila sa posibleng mangyari sa kanila. At alam naman natin na matagal na talaga silang insecure. Pangalawa, takot. Pangatlo, paranoia.
Malacanang, however, quickly fired back at Duterte's statements. Palace Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro said the president remains confident he will not be implicated in any corruption issue because he acts in the interest of the Filipino people, not for personal gain. Castro added that President Marcos has been instrumental in uncovering and preventing anomalies, and that, unlike previous administration, he has not shied away from the investigations.
The Supreme Court has ordered President Bongbong Marcos and several top officials to respond to a writ of kalikasan petition linked to the government's flood control projects. Also required to comment are former House Speaker Martin Romualdez, Senate President Tito Soto, and agencies including the DBM, DPWH, and the DENR. The petition, filed by lawyers and an environmentalist last month, accuses the government and contractors of years of neglect and environmental destruction. A writ of kalikasan is a legal remedy protecting the citizens' right to a balanced and healthful ecology. The Independent Commission for Infrastructure (ICI) is now seeking to recover assets allegedly purchased using funds stolen from flood control projects. Several government agencies have begun discussions on how to retrieve properties linked to individuals involved in the scandal. ICI Chairman, retired Supreme Court Associate Justice Andres Reyes Jr. emphasized the importance of restitution. He believes prosecution and conviction are simply not enough. And coming right up, Benjamin Acorda Jr., the former head of the PNP, now leads the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, or PAO, after officially assuming his post as the new executive director. All that and more when Morning Matters returns after a quick break. Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Matters here in One News. Former PNP Chief Benjamin Acorda Jr. has officially assumed office as Executive Director of the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, or PAOC, replacing Gilbert Cruz, who led the agency since 2022. Acorda took his oath on Thursday, October 16. That's according to the Presidential Communications Office. And under Cruz's leadership, the PAOC led major crackdowns on illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGOs, and scam syndicates, resulting in the closure of illegal hubs and the deportation of undocumented foreign workers. The agency also helped in the arrest of former Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Go over alleged POGO links. And joining us to discuss his plans for the agency, we have on the show former PNP Chief Benjamin Acorda Jr., the new Executive Director of PAOC. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, Chief. Good morning, sir. Hello? Can you hear me? Looks like we are having some technical difficulties. We'll get back to our PNP chief, our new executive director for PAOC in a little while. But in the meantime, a group of mayors has launched a whistleblower hotline for citizens to report corruption in infrastructure projects. Called Report Infra, the platform was introduced by the Mayors for Good Governance to flag ghost, substandard, or overpriced public works. Pasig City Mayor Vico Sotlo said the initiative encourages whistleblowers to expose graft in their communities, while Baguio Mayor Benjamin Magalong stressed that public vigilance can help turn evidence into accountability. Reports sent through the hotline or online portal will be verified, then forwarded to the ICI, or the Independent Commission for Infrastructure. The Department of Health found that Super Health Center in Sitio Tanza 2, Barangay Jose, Antipolo City only began operating during its inspection on Thursday. The 11.4 million pesos facility, completed in July 2024, was reportedly padlocked before the visit. Health officials suspect it was hastily opened after learning of the inspection. The Antipolo City government denied this, saying the delay was due to manpower and equipment issues and that nearby health stations continue to serve residents.
Ang report sa akin is this is not functional at nakapadlock. Kaya binisita ko. That's the reason. Parang nalaman yata nilang bibisita ko.
We find it unfair lang po na meron pong gano'n na inoperate po ito dahil dumating po sila. Hindi pa rin po talaga ito handa. At ayaw naman po natin siguro na parang hilaw na pagbibigay ng serbisyo. Pero kailangan din po natin ng mga furnitures, mga supplies, etc. na kailangan din po nating magpondo po or maglaan ng pondo para dito. Tayo po ay naglaan ng pondo para po sa hiring ng personnel.
As mentioned earlier, we have a new executive director for the Philippine Anti-Organized Crime Commission. We have former PNP Chief Benjamin Acorda Jr. on the show. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, sir.
Yes, good morning and to all the viewers and listeners of the program. Magandang umaga po. Good morning, Gretchen.
There you go. We're hearing you good. Una-una ho, no, kailan ho nyo nalaman na kayo po ay ang papalit kay Undersecretary Gilbert Cruz? Kailan po nabanggit sa inyo ng presidente?
I was just forewarned a week ago, but I did not expect na ganun kabilis. So it's still parang biglaan po para sa akin po.
Okay, this actually the announcement came from left field because the public has been focused mostly on the flood control probe po. What could be the reason why Musec Cruz was removed as the head of the agency?
Well, I'm not privy about it, but knowing Sir Gilbert Cruz as a former PNP officer, he's a good officer, and ang alam ko, bibigyan siya ng pesto.
Oo nga ho, no? Pero ito nga po, siya po yung nag-lead dito sa crackdown on the POGOs. Sila po yung nag-handle nung paghahabol, pati na rin po yung deportation po nila. Nagkaroon po kaya ng problema po doon?
So far, nung nag-usap kami ni Sir Gilbert Cruz, and isa sa mga napag-usapan namin yan, and yan ang isang programa na ituloy-tuloy natin. And based on his briefing sa akin, may mga kaso pa niya nahawakan, and yan ang mga pinapatutukan niya.
And what did he tell you about the challenges that he faced as a former executive director?
Yeah, there were some challenges in the budget. We talk about it, and it's something that I have to face head on. And in that aspect, I need everybody's support. Talagang the title alone, anti-organized crime, that criminals being organized, medyo challenging po.
Oh, ano ho yung mandato ng presidente po sa inyo?
Well, when I took my oath yesterday, sinabi rin niya sa akin na talagang ito rin lang mga ginagawa ng ating predecessor, maganda yung mga ginagawa ng ating predecessor, and pagpatuloy. And at the same time, there were some additional instructions, especially yung mga cases na hinahawakan pa, dapat pagpatuloy na supportahan para hindi matalo sa kaso. And isa rin sa mga talagang pinag point by point na didiscuss ng ating predecessor, and I intend to pursue those things.
Oh, Chief, medyo malawak po yung mga kaso po kasi na maaaring taki ng PAOK o i-discuss. No? Specifically on what ho? Ito po ba ay related majorly sa POGOs?
Hindi lang po sa POGOs. Actually, marami yung pinag-usapan namin. Unfortunately, I cannot discuss the details kasi medyo hindi pa ako nakapag-settle po, no? Hindi ko pa nahawakan. But he gave me the files, but to say it one by one kasi baka magkamali po tayo. Ayoko rin na magkamali ng papalagin.
Okay, pero nasa na po ba tayo? I mean, the last that we heard is nagde-deport na nga ho, pero meron pa pong mga POGOs na natili, mga foreign nationals here in the country. Ano po ang pinaka-latest po doon?
Yeah, may mga na-deport na, but still, when I visited the place, yung opisina sa Pasay, there are some other nationals na under our custody pa, and ongoing po yung mga litigations na yun. So, they are still under our custody. Pero ang talagang objective natin dyan is talagang after these cases at mapanagot, we deport them.
Oh, mga ilan pa ho kaya? Gaano karami? Kahit estimate lang ho.
Yung estimate namin 100 plus pa pero we intend na bawasan yun, the numbers.
And thousands are still on the loose?
With regards to the estimate of thousands, I cannot give the rough estimate, but I was told medyo yung problema at POGO is already somewhat na-address na.
Na-address na ho. Okay, speaking of POGOs, no, questions were raised before about your possible connections to POGOs. Meron pong pinakita noon na litrato po ninyo with Chinese businessman Tony Yang during a Senate inquiry on POGOs. I guess the question is, tunay po ba yung mga litrato na yon? At ano po yung konteksto kung bakit po kayo nagkasama doon?
Well, tunay po yung mga pictures na yun, and I made my answers already in the Senate, and I made myself clear that with regards to those pictures, those are pictures on official call with him, Tony Yang being a businessman, and with regards to the illegal activities, we never discussed it, and as far as my stand and POGO, sinabi ko naman sa publiko noon and before the Senate na I'm serious about it. In fact, I was the one who initiated the operations against the POGO operation in Bambang and some other operation. Kumbaga kami ang tutulungan ever since with Sir Gilbert Cruz po.
Oh, pero bakit po kayo magkasama ni Tony Yang? Si Tony Yang po yung brother of former presidential advisor Michael Yang, who has been involved in this. Bakit po kayo magkasama noon?
I got assigned in Region 10 and he's a businessman in Region 10. He's one of the officials, if I'm not mistaken, in the region center. So, as for some occasions, there are times na nagsasama-sama po, nagbibigay din ng mga tulong. And of course, I cannot say no. During that time, hindi pa naman natin alam yung transactions niya.
Oh, kasi yun po ngayon ang ginagawa po. Nauuso po yun pagka may mga photo po na kahit nagpa-picture lang ay lumalabas po yan at yan ang kine-question ng publiko ngayon. I guess yun po yung lumabas po sa inyong panig. But I guess as former PNP chief, paano po makakatulong ang inyong experience dito nga po sa mandato nyo sa PAOK?
Well, as a former chief and a former intelligence officer, malaking tulong po yan sa akin, and I am soliciting the support of all agencies also, that whatever was given to me when I was a chief PNP, whatever support given to me, ay sana may bigay pa rin na support at tiwala.
If you take a look po at the EO295, EO46 and EO295 na talks about the powers within or by the PAOK. Ang mandato po nito ay to prepare and implement a fast-track anti-crime, anti-graft, and anti-corruption action plan program against organized crime. Ang flood control probe po ba ay maaaring tingnan nyo rin? Dahil kung titignan niyo po, systemic po ito, organized po ito, na pagnanakaw, pandarambong. Are you looking at that direction as well? Bukod po kung solve na po yung POGO problem.
Well, kasama sa mandato ang anti-corruption, and with regards to the investigation of flood control, we know very well that ICI is already on board. But nothing prevents me from giving or extending help to this ongoing investigation. It's just the way that ako naman ay bilang former police officer and as a Filipino people, as a Filipino, I mean, kasama na yan sa pagiging patriot ko is to really promote a business climate, good business climate, and to keep the trust of the Filipino people. Yan ang nakita kong gusto kong may tulong naman na imbag sa gobyerno ngayon. Yung ibalik ng tiwala ng tayo ating mga mamayan.
Pero pagdating sa kakayanan, ano po ang powers nitong PAOK? Kasi para lang po malinaw din sa publiko, ano po yung kaibahan ng trabaho po ng PAOK dito nga po sa PNP at saka sa NBI at saka sa DOJ sa pagtugis po nitong mga kriminal?
Since I'm under the office of the President, medyo mas maganda po ang coordination, mas malawak po ang agencies na matatap natin. Intelligence. And ang maganda po, since I was a former Chief PNP also, and actually yung present Chief PNP ngayon, we just talked and nag-over the phone, and he had committed his support also to our efforts. So malaking bagay, and yung pagkakaiba ng former Chief PNP, naka-direct po yan sa mga subordinates, naka-direct na bigay ng orders or direction sa mga kapulisan. But limited capacity. So with other agencies, more on coordination lang. And with me as the executive director, I can better synchronize and kumbaga mas maganda yung coordinated effort among agencies.
Ano po ang inyong priorities ho sa inyong pagpasok?
Well, as an executive director of the PAOK, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, especially now that we have this situation or issues about corruption, I'm willing to help and really to make sure that hindi lang yung corruption, pati yung organized crime, to make sure that ma-appreciate ng ating mga kababayan that there is still this rule of law, and that for the investors naman, especially yung nag-infuse ng mga capital sa ating bansa, I want to really create an impression that we have a good business climate in our country.
And speaking of helping out, medyo malawak po yung problema at kailangan nga
malawak
po ng ICI ng tulong. Saan po kaya pwedeng pumasok yung PAOK dito?
Well, yan po siguro that is one of my priority right now to pay courtesy call with the members of the ICI and whatever support I can give them, I'm willing in such a way that with the objective talaga na ang ating mamamayan ay may babalik yung or may bibigay talaga yung tiwala sa ating campaign against corruption.
Yun nga po, no? Sana ay hindi nyo hayaang makatakas itong mga tinutugis po ng taong bayan. And we look forward to your tenure as the new Executive Director of PAOK, the Philippine Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission. Maraming salamat po for joining us today and telling us about what is up next. Thank you very much. Okay. Gold prices continue to surge, reaching record highs amid global economic uncertainty. Local investors are taking advantage of the boom, while sellers grow more cautious over a possible market correction. Mon Guavas reports.
From necklace to ring to bracelet, 59-year-old Jimmy Soriano is virtually wrapped in gold. But he still couldn't get enough of this very valuable possession. We caught sight of Jimmy checking out more gold pieces at Arranque in Manila. He is just one of many Filipinos who now believe gold is a sensible investment these days.
Ang dati ang gold, nasa 1,003 lang per gram. Ngayon, magkano na ang per gram ngayon? 6,000 mahigit. So, nagiging triple na ang presyo. Mas higit pa sa langis. Pag kapos ka biglaan sa pera, ano na yan, kasuunahan mo na agad yan. Na pwede mo isanla, pwede mong ibenta.
Jimmy was drawn to another necklace supposedly to add to his collection. He did not disclose to us how much the piece actually cost. Jimmy did say though that this was more expensive than his last purchase, which was not a long time ago. In the end, he did not buy anything for this gold run. But that does not mean Jimmy is not coming back this side of Manila.
Jackpot. Tumama ka na sa jackpot, nanalo na agad yung parang piso mo, tamang 100. Pag damit ng binili mo, kinabukasan, wala na, depreciate na yan, pati sasakyan. Pero ang gold, habang aabutin ng apo mo yan, tumataas ang presyo. Ngayon, ito na nga.
According to jewelers here in Arranque, the price of gold started to increase again by mid-September. Last year, a gram of gold is just around 3,000 pesos. But now, this price has almost doubled. Because of that, for instance, a necklace with around 12.7 grams of gold bought for 44,000 pesos 5 years ago could now be worth around 70,000 pesos when sold and just a little less if pawned. Richard, a gold seller, attributes the sudden rise in gold prices to geopolitical tensions.
Nakaka-apekto talaga sa pagtaas yung gera sa ibang bansa kasi nag-hoard sila ng ginto. Tsaka possible din yung tariff ni Trump. Nahihirapan silang magangkat ng gold dahil sa tariff. So tumataas yung tax. Yung dati kasi pag nagtaas ang gold, weekly, 10 pesos, 20 pesos, weekly yun Pinakamalaki na siguro 50 pesos per gram. Ngayon, hundreds ang taas. Daily.
That should have been good news, except gold sellers here in Arranque, as well as in Ongpin, find this as a reason to be even more cautious.
Natatakot kami kasi the more na tumataas yung gold, nangangamba kami kung may bibili pa ba or meron pa bang mag-accept ng gold natin. Kasi nga sobrang taas, hindi natin alam kung kaya pa ba ng tao yung demand ng price ng gold.
Ngayon po dahil tumaas, so konti na lang din po yung nakukuha namin kasi nga po ang taas na po masyado ng gold. Tsaka nag-worry rin po kami, baka mamaya bigla pong bumaba kasi po malulugi po kami pag gano'n po.
Economist John Paulo Rivera is a senior research fellow with the Philippine Institute for Development Studies. He confirms that the biggest driver of world gold prices now is the current crisis in the Middle East and the expected downtrend of interest rates in the United States.
Kapag ang interest rate ay bumababa, lumilipat ka sa isang investment na stable. at isa dito ay ginto. So pangalawa naman, no, kapag inflation ang pinag-uusapan natin, o kaya yung mga geopolitical tensions o mga kaguluhan, nagtutulak kasi yung mga tao na bumili ng ginto bilang panangga sa pagbaba ng halaga ng kanilang pera.
Rivera also explains that gold is generally considered a safe investment. That's because it's non-renewable, which means that its value does not decrease over time.
So kapag bumababa ang presyo ng pera, ng salapi, kailangan mong lumipat sa isang instrument, sa isang bagay na makakapag-store, makakapagtago ng halaga ng yung value ng salapi, at isa dito ay ginto. Hindi naman abundant ang ginto. So dahil ito ay limitado lamang, hindi lahat ng tao makakakuha ng sapat na dami ng ginto. So dahil doon nag-aagawan tayo sa ginto, tumataas yung presyo.
Indeed, a golden investment opportunity for those who believe that gold retains its purchasing power no matter the economic season. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
Up next, concerns are being raised over alleged ties between Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon's appointees and flood control contractors. According to Batangas Representative Leandro Leviste, we'll get the details from the congressman when we come back. Keep it here. Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Matters here in One News. The Department of the Interior and Local Government will soon issue a memorandum circular directing local governments to inspect the homes of informal settler families. DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla said these families are among those most at risk if the so-called big one hits. The magnitude 7.2 earthquake that is projected to cause massive deaths and destruction in the metro. Interior Undersecretary Marlo Iringan added that protocols have been set for LGUs to strengthen their earthquake preparedness and response plans. The DILG is also preparing to conduct an infrastructure audit in Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Bulacan, and Pampanga to assess the resilience of key structures.
If we do have the big one, most of the casualties will come from the ISFs because none of their buildings were constructed with the municipal permits, and they cook with kerosene and with other non-regulated cooking implements, and that is the major cause of fires, and that will be the major cause of damage if we have the big one, sir.
Our LGUs will later partner with the Association of Structural Engineers and the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers and colleges and universities which are offering civil engineering courses so that the fifth year, fourth year, and fifth year engineering students can help in assessing the structural integrity of buildings in the National Capital Region and the two regions.
In weather, the low-pressure area within the country has developed into a tropical depression, and the tropical depression named Ramil was last spotted 1,145 kilometers east of southern Luzon. Ramil may pass close to Catanduanes tomorrow and make landfall in Aurora or Quezon by Sunday. It will continue to intensify while over the Philippine Sea and may reach tropical storm category. Its trough is now bringing scattered rains over Catanduanes, Albay, and Sorsogon, as well as in northern and eastern Samar. Other areas in Luzon may also experience rains due to the easterlies and the northeasterly wind flow. And for more details on the weather, we have Pag-asa specialist Benny Estareja. Magandang umaga sa iyo, Benny.
Magandang umaga, Ms. Gretchen.
Okay, gaano kalaki ang tsansa na ito ay maging bagyo at saan dadaan si Tropical Depression Ramil?
So ngayon po itong si Tropical Depression Ramil ay dadaan dito sa may Bicol region bukas po ng tanghali or hapon. And then afterwards, babagtasin po nito yung hilagang bahagi ng Quezon or Aurora. Doon siya pwede mag-landfall po sa madaling araw po ng Sunday. From Sunday morning up until afternoon, it will traverse naman po itong northern and central Luzon and it will emerge over the West Philippine Sea Sunday afternoon and Monday morning outside part po siya. So sa ngayon, Tropical Depression, lalakas pa naman siya as a tropical storm within the next 24 hours. So possible pa rin tayo magtaas ng hanggang wind signal number 2 po sa ngayon.
So ibig sabihin lahat po ito mostly mangyayari ng linggo, Sunday?
Yes, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday over Bicol and then the rest of Luzon naman po is Sunday.
Okay. And then by Monday, will we have still a rainy day on Monday?
In some areas of northern and central Luzon po, we're expecting pa rin na may mga kalat-kalat na ulan. Hindi na similar as the weather on Sunday. No? For Metro Manila, improved weather conditions din. And Tuesday, most of Luzon po is improved na talaga.
Gaano karaming ulan ang dala po nito at lakas ng hangin?
We're expecting dito sa mga dadaanan po dito sa may Bicol, sa Quezon, Aurora, Nueva Ecija, and then most of northern Luzon may mga pag-ulan na higit sa 100 millimeters. Ito yung mga nagkukos po ng mga pagbaha, not just in the low-lying areas, pag-apaw po ng mga kailugan natin, and chance of landslides din.
Okay, so dapat po I mean, it's still the same that we've been experiencing throughout the rainy season. Tama ba?
Yes, despite the end of the rainy season po kasi we're only pertaining to the western sections of Luzon and Visayas. Doon nabawasan po yung pag-ulan. So tuloy pa rin ang maulang panahon po over the eastern sides of our country hanggang early next year.
Pero Benny, nagbago na ang ating season. Tama ba na nagtapos na yung habagat? Tapos amihan na ba?
Hindi pa naman po. Nagtapos na yung southwest monsoon season natin. Nasa transition period na tayo. And malapit na tayo dun sa amihan season. Hindi pa naman nag-start po.
Nasa gitna ho tayo.
Apo.
Oo, okay. Gaano katagal kaya itong mga pag-ulan? I mean, what is your forecast?
Throughout the weekend, we're expecting na meron pa rin mga rainy periods, maulang panahon every 2 at times intense rains over northern and central Luzon as well as Bicol and Quezon. And after that, magkakaroon ng konting break and then possibly po by middle to late next week is magkaroon ulit ng mga pag-ulan over the eastern sections of Visayas and Mindanao.
And then, do we expect better weather by November or December?
Generally, ang November po natin is merong amihan dito sa may northern and central Luzon. So medyo maulan sa may Cagayan Valley and Aurora, and then shear line possible po na mag-exist every now and then sa may Quezon at saka sa Bicol. Tapos nandiyan pa rin yung chances po ng bagyo at low pressure areas.
But over October, kalahati na tayo ng buwan, ilan pa yung inaasahan po natin na low pressure area?
Po, may possible po hanggang isa pa.
One more. Okay. All right. Maraming salamat. We should get ready for a rainy weekend ahead. Thank you for warning all of us, which will shape the way we do our weekend for today. Maraming salamat, Pag-asa weather forecaster Benny Estareja. A magnitude, or rather, leaders from different sectors convene for an AI stakeholders conference to call for collaborative action. The details in this report by Mobile Journal Ray Vicente.
Ethical, secured, and sustainable AI system in the country. How is AI being used on a national scope? DOST held its 2-day National Artificial Intelligence Stakeholders Conference that calls for collaborative action towards AI adoptive system. The conference aims to have a future AI-ready country with its theme of shaping the future of an AI-powered Philippines.
It is grounded in our collective mission to build robust infrastructure, to develop a future-ready workforce, to uphold ethical governance, and to strengthen research and innovation.
Aside from different AI adoptions, leaders from different sectors also emphasize the need of an ethical and balanced innovation.
As we deploy these autonomous decision makers across critical sectors, we need new ethical frameworks, regulatory structures that acknowledge AI's agency while ensuring human oversight and values remain central.
Meanwhile, the DOST reminded that AI is not a threat but a tool to help.
It is here and it is working for us. AI technologies are now enhancing our transport systems, modernizing financial services, boosting creative industries, improving energy and environmental monitoring, and strengthening national defense and public security. Across all these areas, our collective goal is to make AI a tool for inclusion and not disruption.
Kapatid Ray Vicente, we are One News.
A magnitude 6 earthquake jolted General Luna, Surigao del Norte. According to PHIVOLCS, the tremor occurred at 7:03 a.m. today. Intensity 5 was registered in other areas in Surigao del Norte and Dinagat Islands. The earthquake was also felt in Agusan del Norte up to southern Leyte. Residents are warned of possible aftershocks. For updates, we have PHIVOLCS Director Teresito Bacolcol joining us this morning. Magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Yes, ma'am. Magandang umaga rin po sa inyo.
Okay. Help us understand ito pong latest na earthquake po. Ito po ba ay link din doon sa mga nauna?
Well, if you say that nakalink and there is a connection po kasi ang pareho lang po silang generator which is the Philippine Trench.
And that is linked to which earthquake? Recent earthquake?
Yung sa Davao earthquakes po natin, yung magnitude 7.4 and magnitude 6.8, those were generated also by the Philippine Trench. So, but from another part from another segment of the Philippine Trench. So this one is also from the Philippine Trench, but in another segment of the Philippine Trench.
Oh, and what are you seeing over there at PHIVOLCS? At gaano ka lakas po ito sa inyong pag-analyze?
Well, ang pinakamataas na intensity na report sa atin is intensity 5 sa may Basibisa, Cagdianao, Dinagat and San Jose in Dinagat Islands. Intensity 5 din in Claver in Surigao del Norte. So far, that's the maximum intensity that na-report po sa atin.
Hindi ho
And when we say
magnitude
intensity
6?
5, that's ano po, ma'am?
Hindi po magnitude 6?
Well, magnitude 6, but the intensity na na-report sa atin is intensity 5. So magkaiba po
Okay.
yung magnitude sa intensity. Yes.
Okay, just as a reminder to the public, ano po yung pagkakaiba ng magnitude tsaka ng intensity when we talk about it?
Okay, so magnitude is the amount of energy that is being released during an earthquake, while intensity is how the surroundings or how the people perceive the shaking. So magkaiba po yun. A good analogy would be yung light bulb natin. When we say light, for example, we have a 50-watt bulb. So anywhere in the room, malapit ka man sa light or malayo sa bulb, that would still be 50 watts. So that would correspond to our magnitude. Now, the intensity depends on how far you are or how close you are to the bulb. So if you're closer to the bulb, the intensity of light that you will perceive is stronger as compared if malayo ka sa bulb. So that would be our intensity.
And Cebu earthquake, doon po sa Bogo, ano po yung intensity level po nun?
Yung sa Cebu, it's intensity 7.
And then the
Yung
Davao
maximum
one?
natin. Sa Davao, ang na-report po natin is intensity 6.
So this one is a little weaker in intensity compared po dun sa dalawa.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Is there anything to worry about? I mean, with the Philippine Trench, kasi mukhang hindi pa po tapos yung kanyang paggalaw, ano? Ano pong binabantayan po na FIVOX ngayon?
Well, binabantayan naman natin lahat ng active force natin, lahat ng active trenches. When you say hindi pa tapos ang paggalaw ng Philippine Trench, well, that's true kasi it's considered as an active trench. So, meron talagang, every now and then, gagalaw talaga yung Philippine Trench.
Okay. But sa inyong pagtingin po dito sa General Luna, ano po yung naging epekto po nung magnitude 6 earthquake na yan?
When we say intensity 5 kasi, that we consider it as strong but not damaging. So, ang damage kasi would only start at intensity 6. So, when we say intensity 5, again, it's generally felt by people, most people indoors and outdoors. And there's a strong shaking and rocking felt throughout the building. And the hanging objects would swing violently. Dining utensils would clatter and clink, and some would be broken. But again, wala pa tayong nakikita na damage dito sa intensity 5. So,
Could be,
so far, yan po yung... Yes,
could
ma'am.
this be a foreboding of a stronger earthquake, do you think?
Well, mahirap magsabi kasi again, earthquakes are random events and hindi mo natin alam kung, kung if this is a foreshock of a bigger event. Foreshocks kasi can only be discerned on the hindsight kapag may malakas na lindol na sumunod.
And I note that you said in an interview na hindi po ito nakadikit po dun sa West Valley fault that could be involved here in the metro for the big one that we've all been watching out for. Tama po ba?
Yes, ma'am. Magkaiba po yung the West Valley fault that's nasa lupa po yan, and the Philippine Trench ay nasa dagat, and magkalayo po yan, they're not connected.
O hindi po ba pagka kunwari may gumalaw na segment ng lupa, maapektuhan din po yung iba kasi magkakatabi lang ho yan? Hindi po ba ganun yon?
Well, kung they're very close to each other, say yung nangyari sa Cotabato, October 2019, masyadong magkakalapit yung mga active faults natin, yung distance lamang sa, from one fault to another would be just around 5 kilometers. So, nagkaroon ng stress transfer. So, when one fault, one segment, moved and released the energy, it was absorbed by the next, by a parallel fault, which is just 5 kilometers away. But dito naman kasi, the West Valley Fault of the Philippine Test, magkalayo po yan.
Okay. I ask that because governments, LGUs, and then even the health department has already started to pay more attention to this. Particularly kung sa Laguna ay sila po ay nagsuspindi ng klase mga halos kalahating buwan din to be able to reassess daw the integrity of their buildings. Is there merit in doing that for all of our schools at anong klaseng paghahanda ang dapat gawin?
Well, we respect naman po yung we respect the authority of the LGUs to suspend classes kasi that's within their purview. And again, anything that any activity that would check the integrity of the building when it comes to earthquake resilience ay suportado po natin. It's just that we need to balance between public safety and as well as yung making sure that the students continue pa rin yung pag-aaral.
And now, dahil nga po, this is gaining momentum, not just with the local government units, but also with our lawmakers. Nakausap po namin isang senador dito, I think that was Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, when it comes to getting funds from disaster relief, no, and allocating para sa paghahanda. Ay, hindi pala si Sherwin Gatchalian, si ano po pala, San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora, who heads the Metro Manila Council. Sabi po niya, meron po tayong pondo na maaaring mailaan dito. Saan po dapat i-direct yung pondo na yan sa inyong pag-aaral?
Pondo po, ma'am, para saan sa?
Pondo po para sa paghahanda, no? Just in case, no? Or maybe to capacitate FIVOLCs and the different agencies.
Siguro ang mas malaking ilaan would be to train yung mga LG officials natin, capacitate them on how to accurately check the buildings for their integrity. More trainings for them. Yun sa tingin ko ang mas dapat na
pinaka-immediate po.
Pansin.
Oo. Okay,
Right.
final reminders to everybody here who are getting anxious about the serial earthquakes.
Okay, well, earthquakes are random events, and again, we're part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, so every now and then, we would experience, we'll be jolted by earthquakes and volcanic eruptions and sometimes even tsunamis. So, kailangan talaga natin paghandaan. Preparedness is the best course of action. And yung preparedness naman po is not just the business of our institute. It's everyone's collective duty to prepare.
And you are an important voice in this conversation. Maraming salamat po, no, for helping us understand the latest or magnitude 6 rather earthquake shocking General Luna today. And we will still watch out for what's to come. Maraming salamat. We have FIVOLCs Director Teresito Bacolcol.
Yes, ma'am. Maraming magandang umaga dito.
A group of students has created a companion robot designed to assist through voice commands, health monitoring, and safety alerts. The details in this report by Mobile Journal Denise Valdesancho.
A group of 17-year-old senior high school students from Nueva Ecija is making waves in the world of robotics, combining innovation with compassion through their award-winning companion robot named Francis, short for Futuristic Robot, for assisting in navigation, care, interaction, and support. Designed to assist in daily living through voice commands, health monitoring, and safety alerts, Francis can even send automatic messages during emergencies, providing both comfort and protection for people at home.
Because it is tribute to our late Pope Francis, that is an icon for humanity and compassion.
Developed by students Princess Arian Jacobe, Joselito Roglan, and Mary Silene Sermonia from TopLink Global College, Francis has already made its mark on the global stage. The team represented the Philippines at the World Robot Olympiad, where they won the Future Innovators category last September 21, 2025. They're now preparing to bring their creation to Tokyo, Japan, for the Science Castle World Edition 2025. For the team, innovation means not only creating something new, but also addressing real-life challenges.
Even our homes, even our house that is supposed to be a safe place for every one of us, there are still unexpected circumstances na pwede pong mangyari.
Coach Ernest describes the experience as inspiring, seeing young minds use innovation to make a difference.
Nakaka-inspire din kasi siya ng mga kabataan, ma'am. So, lalo na ngayon na pupunta talaga tayo sa technology. So, it was a great experience po with our school, of course, na talagang nililid tayo doon sa mga innovations.
And as they continue to refine Francis with moving hands, mobility, and wireless features, these young innovators believe they're only getting started.
The future of technology here in our country is bright. May magandang future po na tatahakin yung mga kabataan when it comes to technology.
Kapatid Denise Valdesancho, we are One News.
Here are some of the latest stories in sports. The PLDT high-speed hitters remain unstoppable in the Premier Volleyball League, sweeping Choco Mucho in straight sets. Savvy Davison led the charge with 19 points and strong floor defense, while Anastasia Bavikina added 13. PLDT next faces Signal, while Choco Mucho looks to recover against Nextland on October 21. In the UAAP, UE guard Uelo Lingo has been suspended for 3 games following an unsportsmanlike foul in their loss to DLSU. The league said he made excessive and forceful contact when he dove for the ball and landed on the knee of LaSalle's Kian Baclaan. Baclaan later suffered an MCL tear and is out for the rest of season 88. And that wraps up today's episode of Morning Matters. We hope we've given you the right start to your morning and your weekend. Let's go ahead and make the day matter. Stay dry, kapatid. My name is Gretchen Ho. We are One News, all sides, all the time.